Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Disco Elysium. Today, do I want to check the traps first, or do I want to talk to these guys? Let's talk to these guys first since we're right here.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing at the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Khan Hailostam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Oh, you know Kim.
Nice to meet you.
Wait, hold on. Hypertext? Is that like a hyperlink?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Wait, what was that about the windows?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Interesting. Okay. You and Kim know each other.
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hands on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching his worm-themed color book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into worms lately.
Oh, worms.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
I'll get the radio voice.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But
What?
wow, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
Alright. I'm not gonna ask you for money. I mean, I could use some money, but I'm not going to ask because I already got plenty as is, and I got a free place to stay. What's so fast about an empty building? Great. Thank you for all the interesting information. How many? Sure. What's so great about this empty building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
Okay. I wasn't actually expecting you to just stop there, but sure.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Like, man, like old printer companies would just overprice the ink cartridges for printers back in the day. You can get them relatively cheap these days, thankfully. But man, like, it was Canon printers and HP printers, I think they were. Maybe they're the same thing these days, I don't really know. But yeah, you wanted an ink cartridge? My God, you would have to pay like $50 for two of a black and a colored one, right? But yeah, it's just so much cheaper these days, thankfully. Not that a lot of printers are needed anymore, but still.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Research and development? Yeah? I would think so. Look at the building looming over
It
you.
looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
Nice. What was that? What's an R&D department?
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development.
Yeah.
They don't use it anymore.
Why?
You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development.
Maya Kalpa, you are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead.
Cool beans. I don't think I've ever heard of this field, fled electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink
Yes, we have.
cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains.
We have heard of that before. Wasn't that the phone we called earlier?
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player
Feld.
the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
You lost me on that one, Doug. I guess. Was the ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
Tape computer.
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons.
Oh, it's raining
portable enough
out.
to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN, and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
Shit, was it televised?
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
So you're saying they built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed.
Pleasure wheel?
A pleasure wheel?
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
Oh, like a Ferris wheel or something, or whatever they're called.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
Right. What happened to the engineers?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here.
Were they the ones up against
Now,
that building
if you want
earlier?
to ask about tape computers.
What did the revolutionaries do with those tape
They
computers?
used them for military communication.
Like, that makes sense.
Also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans le Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree.
I might have already have.
I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
Right. How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it...
I do.
they were
Not that
very
good.
Elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
I mean, how do you expect a computer made of tape to actually work properly, right? It would melt. You know how hot those things get?
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Womty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy
Fucking buckle up.
He did it. He said, Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced? This is all ninsy-pinsy garbage for sissy people.
Okay, what's the Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center, Paul Ochterman, Keith Guy Jost, and what are you talking about?
The Womty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Arts. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
You're making this up. Kim, he's making this up, right?
In fact, I'm not. The Womty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
You know, I wanted to get a projector for, well, just gaming and, you know, movies I like to watch. But here's the thing. I don't think it would look good with where I'm living. I feel like I would have to do some, like, remodeling in terms of, like, getting a good, clear, clean, white wall. Or I guess I could get a projector screen as well. That's even more, like, money. But yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of just having a giant fucking area that you're playing a game on. Or it just doesn't take up much room, like with a TV or a desk area, something like that.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Just nod. Cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Cool. What's an experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the felt playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did they destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
Okay, well,
But of course, what else?
bye.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikael here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Sweet. Kim, what the fuck? Any money in here? Do I need like a screwdriver or something? Oh. There we go. I didn't know that did that. Yeah, actually, I'd never noticed that if I flick it. Oh no, what the fuck is going on? I was just moving my right stick and it was zooming in. Oh well, that's interesting. Control is relatively new, so if I need to get another one, I'm going to send an angry email to the last place I bought this from, which I don't remember where it was. It's Wednesday evening and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old Wanda twin Guy and Keith Jos are the stars of the show, and their bomber jackets and white sneakers. Head curator of the art exposition is the Wompty Dumpty D Dominus, even of the event of the year. Okay, bye. Just bye. I do need to go check out some freaking cryptid traps, don't I? It's starting to get late. I do feel like
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome.
the day's going by quick. We did waste a lot of time at the car, didn't we? Pick up the handset.
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
What? Put in 10 cents and dial a random number? Okay.
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this?
Oh no!
End of tone. Someone picks up.
Is this gonna be the whore that left me?
Pierre, is that you, Pierre?
Yeah?
So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died.
Well, that's not good.
Are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice, it's different. There. Chrysanthemum.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not.
Okay, I'm gonna leave. Why'd you lie to the old woman, Chronos? I didn't want to disappoint her. Oh, that's not right. I mean, it's not right, but if she couldn't tell the difference, still shitty, but I'd rather get some happiness out of her delusion or dementia, even. All right. Take that. I should probably head back to that store at some point and deposit all that junk that I have. Because what you're gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk? I'm gonna get you crunk? Get you crunk off all that junk? With the lyrics? How are you gonna get me drunk all that junk in your trunk? I'm not gonna drink it.
An unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Touch it.
The cloth, if you can still call it that, makes a soft crunching sound as you thrust your finger into it.
Ugh. Take a close look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled
Ugh.
pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Cool.
It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened.
Was someone looking for a jacket earlier, or was I asking someone about a jacket?
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Oh. I think this. Oh yeah, I think it's the jacket that idiot Dom Sprout guy wanted me to find.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled to have it returned.
Did I pick it up? Yee. Filthy jacket. Filthy jacket is in my interactables. All right. Go over here. Ooh, what is that? Mega Binos prescription glasses? Perception, nausea-inducing hell glass. Yeah. Yeah. I would imagine if they're not my prescription, those are thick glasses. More bottles. All right. Yeah, I definitely gotta. How many things? I got 11 bottles. That's like $1.10, right? Well, I could get nothing for $1.10. Maybe. New skill point. Oh, I leveled up. Perfect. That skill's already paying for itself.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Hold on, what is this awful smell?
It doesn't help. You can still smell it.
What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that.
Okay, is that guy dead up there?
Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. It is death. It must be.
Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
There was another bubble. Moonshine probably smells like tasty fermentation. Careful, there are loose floorboards. Okay. This guy's dead then. Well, let's just ignore him real fast. Yeah, that's...
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
I can go for some kebab. Kebab. Examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter.
20 cents, baby.
Find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
Okay.
A tragedy.
The lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from the smell.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness.
Examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
Examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it. as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads, Shish Kebab Revachol.
Mayonnaise. Well, okay, to be fair, I wouldn't even put ketchup on the kebabs that I've had. I guess it's all different, right? But yeah, I don't know.
It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet.
Still good, baby.
It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
All right, my dead dude.
Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet.
Jesus, so what, did he fall and snap his neck on the bench?
The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
Lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. Two bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
He stands up and shivers as gust winds blow through his bomber jacket.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
I mean, unless this is... Yeah, obviously we need to check to make sure this isn't, like, planted like this, but... It does kind of look like he slipped through the crack and broke his neck on the bench. Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown...
That is a
jacket
fucked up
with a
portrait.
bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
That was his last meal? Search his pockets.
Find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into two. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Okay, study the
The
man.
man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood.
Oh, it wasn't even a broken neck, so he
One of his feet
probably bled
still
out
dangling
or
through
brain
the hole.
damaged.
A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark.
Examine his
His
face.
expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years.
It's 170 centimeters. How tall is that? An American. Feet. No. Centimeters, not meters. What the fuck's your... It's like 500 feet. I'm like, no, that's not true at all. 5 feet, 6.929 inches. So, 5'7".
He was confused when he died. Confused and alone, most likely. Overcome with the awful surprise of it all.
I mean, yeah, falling when you don't expect it, that shit is shocking and very frightening.
He was just about to head home. The first step back home proved to be his last.
So what was he doing, though? Was he sitting, then he got up and stepped? Because it looks like he was walking towards the bench.
That's what the chewing gum seems to point to as well.
Study the
There's
surroundings.
some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
Examine the man's
A
head.
dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch.
Why? I have gloves on, I guess.
This is where he came out of himself, drop by drop, when he was unconscious. It took 3, maybe 4 minutes.
Well, hopefully he was unconscious and didn't know what was happening in those 3 to 4
I
minutes.
don't see any other major wounds, do you?
Just this one on the back of his head.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Step on the floorboard? Why would I do
They
that?
screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet.
Oh, get off of it.
He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
No, examine the bottle.
0.75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
Tear all around us.
He looks at 2 other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
All right.
True. It feels disrespectful.
Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Well, look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum, too.
Man, that could have been some good advertisement for the gum, too, if it covered that smell.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's
So,
always the
he was an alcoholic trying to hide the smell.
In a ditch off a road below the 881, he thinks. A young father. Then he shakes his head to make the memory stop.
Step back.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Well, who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over.
Literally, that is what we did.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
This is an omen, a sign from above. Don't start drinking again.
Yeah, no shit. He looks like me. I could have ended up just like him, dead on some empty boardwalk. Looks like another little drunkard to me. I think labeling him as an alcoholic is premature. He looks like me.
Well, at least you're not married.
I might have been divorced. I don't know.
Or, what if you are?
But let's try to not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on
sure.
Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Yeah. Probably a couple broken bones, but could be related to the lynching? Probably not.
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Agreed. If this somehow converges later, why not? But keep it simple for now.
Yeah. Think he was drunk?
Oh yes.
What about what about alcohol poisoning and liver failure? Yeah. Maybe in combination with a gaping head wound.
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior.
You guys want to hear a story about young Chronos's formative years, I guess, about alcohol poisoning? I probably have told this story before, but you know, me and a group of my buddies, sitting on the corner drinking, sort of stuff, and one of my friends, smartest people in the world, were like, "Hey, let's try seeing how high we can throw each other in the air," because there was like 5 or 6 of us. So you just stand on the hands and throw them in the air, right? Smart decisions all around. So there was a lot of drinking. The first one to do it launches in the air, comes crashing down. Of course, no one caught him. Head first into the cement street. Knocked out. Like, I think it was. It was either all of his front teeth. I think it was just all of his. I want to say it was like 5 or 6 of his front teeth, which is like all of your front teeth, for the most part. But it's like top row and bottom row just gets smashed out of his head. And of course, after that, you know, at least some people were not drunk enough to call 911. And yeah, he had alcohol poisoning too. And he had to get a catheter. Fun times. Yeah. My God. It wasn't me, thankfully. I haven't lost any of my front teeth yet. Give it time, but still.
But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Yeah. What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
You want to go get some kebab?
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
Someone should be held responsible for the broken boardwalk.
We'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk.
Okay.
Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does
Yeah, that
is
doesn't really
keep
help.
City Council's hands clean.
Alright.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
We'll get his library card. What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
What about a field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal.
Makes sense.
And this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
I mean, I wouldn't call it sloppy, but it definitely doesn't seem like it isn't. So it's like one of those things that was like, okay, how much, like how thorough do you want to be? I'm kind of with Kim on this one where it's just, it looks like a complete accident. There's nothing here that says, hey, this was criminal. So yeah, let's leave it as that.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
I mean, we found and we should finish this.
Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
Okay. Before that, though. It was a... yeah. I'm not messing with it. Was there another blue one, or... no, I guess not. Well, I'm gonna go back and... we've already found 2 cryptid traps, right? I mean, we're kind of get sidetracked with a dead body over here. I mean, we get sidetracked with a history lesson. But I'm gonna head back to where those traps were.
A drop in temperature,
No, what?
an easy flow there. An empty street. Before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps.
What did the
Just
smoke smell like?
Silence.
Probably like shit.
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley. Craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Who are the people that live across the road?
A tub warm with water, white with soap.
I haven't had a bath
man
in
bathes while
fucking
radio
years.
waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware.
I mean, I've been in a hot tub like 8 years ago at this point, so does that count? I didn't like soap up or anything like that. But an actual bath, man, I haven't fit in a bathtub since I was probably like shit. Before I was a teenager. As soon as I started growing, I no longer fit in a tub. Like maybe if I do the fetal position, I could lay down in the tub, but even then that'd be like unlikely.
His boyfriend is on his way home. He brings tins of meat and vegetables with him. Their pockets are heavier with money, but only slightly.
Okay, what about the bus stop?
Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost.
What about the road?
Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade. There's one bump on the road. A dead dog lies flat about
Aww.
200 paces away, right at the turn.
Hey, dog.
Tragedy comes from the wheels of a fast RCM vehicle hurrying to work. The cold washes over you. The sound of the sea has grown distant.
That's depressing.
The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair.
All right. I got all these baubles over here, don't I? Yeah, I guess I really should probably get through all of this. They're just a bunch of experience points and coins. Like, I started today off with like $9, right? Now I got a lot more money. We did find probably like $1 or $2 in the whatchamacallit? The trash, Chronos? Well, it wasn't trash. It was boxes, I guess. Maybe. Oh, there we go. But yeah, I purposely skipped. Hey, pants! Are those good pants? Wait, what? +1 to Kingdom of Conscious Moralist pants? I don't have that yet, right? So I don't know if I'll ever have that. I'm gonna be rolling in the skill points if I keep getting all this experience. Yeah. So we're already 21 experience points into a next level just from examining these stupid things. We really gotta walk all the way around, guys? I was looking for traps, wasn't I? Bottle. I probably do need to go to a store. I don't know why I didn't think this was gonna let us in here. What is that? Postcard. Bow tie? Well, bow not. Can I wear the bow tie? To drama. Oh, I'm a theater kid. I'm assuming that's gonna go over my horrible necktie. They both look stupid. Well, we'll keep the necktie on now because it talks to us, which is actually more of a reason to take it off. But we'll give it some time. Yeah, I bypassed all these earlier, didn't I? Either the walker was very confused or drunk out of his mind. Yeah, I wonder which one. Honestly, from a car crash, probably both. All right, we gotta find a place to bring you on a date at some point, don't we? What are these doing in the fish? Hopefully it doesn't crack then? Oh, can I look at this more? Boots! I got boots! Perception? Oh, shit. It reduces my composure, but hey, boots. Where am my composure at now? 1? I could level it up. Not that I have... Not that it's gonna give me a high roll no matter what, but still. There? Can't get into that side of the thing. Okay. Lady, kids. I was told that I could probably get, like, the drunks to sign the papers. I don't know. I just don't want to give that guy,
You stop mid-step and put your hand on the garish necktie.
That bottle, Bratan! Just look at that bottle!
I don't care.
You should care! I'm getting a very special vibe from that bottle. Please go talk to him. I need to look at it closer.
Uh-huh. We could give that guy the coat, right? What was I saying? Yeah, Everett. Yeah, he's not completely on the up and up. He's not exactly a good guy. He's not exactly a horrible... He's not a good guy, like, at all. It's not like the worst person I've ever seen, especially in this game. Where the fuck were these cryptid things? Huh. We've been in here, right? Maybe not. Oh, is it the thing from the... Okay, I just stole their taxidermy dude. Okay. Hello, child with a
Hello, mister.
doll. Hi, sorry for breaking into your house. Young girl, barely 4 or 5, sits on the sofa. She's looking at you with frank curiosity.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
Are you Lillian's daughter?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
Yeah, I'm gonna be your new dad.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
Shocking. Hey, you want to see a dead bird?
It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken scooter you almost certainly broke.
Can I have it? I know someone who really likes stuffed birds.
Sure. I mean, you already took it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
Thanks. I probably should ask your mother about it, but what's that thing you're holding?
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like...
I thought that was like a baby doll.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in
Can we
several
fix it for her?
parts.
Lammy looks soft.
Yes. Very soft.
Or press the cheek against Lammy.
Isn't he soft?
You are a sweet child. Bye.
Bye.
Alright, well, that's gonna be my stepdaughter. Oop. Inside you hear a cozy sound of a warm heater sputtering. Okay. Cool beans. Well, I guess I'll find this last cryptid trap next time. Thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great day.